go today? What'd you see?
I thought it was good. I thought we practiced like pros today. I mean, taking the pads off, you kind of worry about how they practice a little bit, but pretty good operation, pretty good execution. So overall, pretty dang good.
That's how the offense is coming together so far.
Pretty good. We got 50 new guys, so that's the biggest deal is kind of trying to gel as one, right? But I thought O-line, we're doing a really good job communicating, and QB is really special. So wideouts are still fighting competition-wise as far as who's going to start that first game, but pretty dang good.
How does the wide receiver room look as you go into a new season?
Pretty dang good, I would say, but we just have a bunch of new guys that are good players that trying to find that balance of playing special teams and traveling and being that number 2 guy, right? And are you starting on the special teams? Are you not? Are you producing? Can you operate? So it's kind of a juggling act as far as being on special teams and trying to make that roster. So,
which of those races do you feel like are going down to the wire so far?
I would probably say our 2Z spot. We have a bunch of young guys that are doing a good job, but and then we got Nick Rimford who's kind of pushing. He kind of had a hamstring there the past couple of weeks that he's coming back, and he had a good day today. I thought today was Nick's best day overall. Y is kind of a revolving door right now. We got Blair Conwright, who we really trust right now, can operate, can hit hots, right? He blocks his butt off out there in the perimeter. And then we got Wyatt Young, who's been the biggest surprise at camp. He can kind of do everything. We're going to have to find a way to get 27 on the field. As far as him being really young, he really doesn't play like it. He's strong, he's fast, and I think the quarterbacks already really trust throwing to him and being able to operate out there fast pace. It's looked pretty good.
How much confidence do you have in those 3 veteran wide receivers that you bring back from last year?
A ton. Damon Ward, everybody knows he's a good player. He's dropped about 15 pounds since last year. He looks like a totally different player as far as speed goes. Everybody knows he has really good ball skills, but really stepping up as far as being a leader and getting guys lined up. I think the body change, what Coach Kagan's did with him this summer has been really, really special. He's literally, I think, 198 after practice, and he was up to 214, 216 at times last year, and you can just tell the way he moves is pretty dang impressive. And they got Blair Conwright, who's played a lot of football, TCU. He started multiple positions, just a guy out there that I think Chandler has a good rapport with and he trusts, is going to be in the right spot at the right time. And who am I forgetting here? The third guy. Who? Landon Sides. Yeah, so Landon, he's just been bumps and bruises. That's the biggest thing. So he's had his knee deal come back. He looked good for a while, and then his hamstrings just kind of bothered him. So he played a little bit last week. He just looked a little bit clunky a little bit, so I gave him the week off, and hopefully when we get mock game week Monday, that we'll be rolling and get him back in the action a little bit. But mentally, he's been really good, helping the guys out, helping the young guys kind of come along.
Coach Morris mentioned on Tuesday that Dalton Carnes and Jeremiah Aaron have kind of been battling every day. Do you see both of them having an immediate impact on the offense?
I do. I mean, I think they're both very different. Dalton Carnes is a really sharp kid. Same thing, kind of like Blair. At Houston, they had him play inside, had him play outside. I think that's a testament just of his football knowledge, and he's kind of a plug-and-play guy for us. He could play all 4 positions, and that's super valuable. Same thing, he needs to get on his special teams. I think he's starting on punt right now. I could have that mixed up, but he's a guy who we need on special teams. Jeremiah, same thing. He's a guy who's coming along as of late, made a really big play today, but needs to get on the special teams. That's the biggest deal. But he had a big play, explosive there at the end. So,
in a year that you have so many young players or newcomers with transfers coming in, how big is it for you to have 3 guys that you trust at a real high level?
I think it's everything. Our offense, I don't think, is the most complex offense in the world, but when you add tempo and different variations, like you have to have guys out there. You see these young guys, their heads are spinning at times. When you have D. Ward out there being able to calm them down and talk to them. Landon Sides out there, even if he's not in there, he's communicating on the sideline with these guys, and they just kind of look up to him, right? So on the sideline, okay, if we don't get the signal, they know those older guys are going to get them right and get them lined up. So that's a huge help.
What were your thoughts on the scrimmage?
The scrimmage, it was a rough one. We couldn't move the ball on it. I thought the defense did a good job of showing us some looks that we hadn't seen. Kind of seemed like they blitzed every single play, and that was good for us to see, I thought, because we've been having a pretty dang good camp. And then to get hit in the mouth like that, I'm told the offense, that could be the best thing that happens to us, to not think that we're better than we are. So we got to respond this Saturday and be able to operate at a high level. But it was not a great offensive scrimmage, to say the least.
What are your receivers in this upcoming scrimmage and going into week 1?
Yeah, I think the older guys are going to kind of get in and get out, see if they can operate. I think it's the next tier guys you're trying to see when it's live bullets and the coaches aren't on the sideline, like who can operate the best. Okay, the skill level is so it's so close every single position. It's going to come down to the guys that can talk and communicate and make consistent routine plays over and over again. So that's what I'm looking for. Younger guys talking and communicate at a higher level.
Who are some of those younger guys that you think are going to play this year?
You know, we've had some banged up injuries with hamstrings. I would say definitely Wyatt Young is the one guy. Baron Tipton, we'll kind of see. Same thing special teams wise, but he's looked good at times. Miles Coleman, we just came back today and he looked really good, but him and Kyle Cook, they just had the hamstring. So today was Miles' first day of really getting some live team action. So it's to be determined on a bunch of those guys. Right now, I'd say the one guy is Wyatt that will 100% be traveling for us.
Last year, the team ranked 6th in the nation in total offense. How do you kind of plan to maintain or even improve on that offensive production this year?
Yeah, I don't even like bringing that up. I mean, we have like 50 to 60 new guys, and last year was last year, right? We got an entire new offensive line for the most part, except for a few guys coming back. So having to gel up front, I tell them, like, the very first meeting we talked about last year, I said this is the last time that we're going to bring up last year. We didn't win enough games, right? There's still a lot that we can improve. I think 2-minute drill, we went 2-3 last year, and we could have won a bunch of those games. So last year was last year, and I think the offense is somewhat the same, but totally new faces out there. So we got to shut last year down. So
I know a wide receiver is kind of your spot, but how big is it to have Ikaika back just for your guys' offense as a whole?
I think it's awesome for Ikaika too, right? Like last year, you could tell he was going to come in and be the guy, and kind of got a little down anytime you have an ACL injury. That's tough on you mentally, right? But same thing, kind of like D. Ward, he's helping those young guys come along. So it's been really good for his confidence. I'm excited to see him ball out this year.
You've been able to watch Oscar Hammond a little bit. How do you feel like he brings a presence on the receiving part of the offense?
He's a different cat. Like he's fast, big, and strong. He can do every single thing that all the wide receivers can do, and he may be faster than half of them. I mean, this kid can do it all. So the biggest thing with him is he's a rep guy, right? I think tight end, arguably besides quarterback, might be the hardest position on the field because, you know, we're playing tempo. Half the time you're in the core, half the time you're out wide. So there's a lot of thinking on those guys. So the more reps that he gets, the better he's going to get. But he's special. He's going to be a big-time player for us.
How do you see the role of tight ends kind of changing in this year's offense, receiving-wise at least?
Yeah, I think kind of like what I was getting to right there. I think last year we didn't have a guy we felt like could play out wide and play receiver for 60, 70 snaps a game. But I think with him, everything is a go, right? We can play in the core. We can play out wide. We don't have to substitute, which is a big thing for us. We can go fast and do everything that we want as if we were in 10 personnel with Oscar.
Some of the guys have talked about how they developed chemistry with Chandler throughout the early part of fall camp and through the mid part of fall camp period. How have you seen that develop with your wide receivers? You feel good about the way those guys are connecting?
Well, 100%. I think it helps having Blair some familiarity with Chandler, but at the same time, he's kind of a natural leader. People are drawn to him. He's really special. He's got a lot of talent. He speaks when he should, right? And he just seems like a natural leader out there, and they've drawn to him really quick.
So, I mean, I know the leadership aspect of it, but it's just the chemistry aspect of it on the field. Do you see that with these guys being able to connect on the routes?
100%. Yeah, I think there's little nuances to the routes. If you go back to a couple practices, him and D. Ward have really gotten on the same page as far as, you know, they're quote unquote covered, but he throws a football and back shoulder where they can't cover it, right? So they've done a really good job, had a nice rapport, I thought. And then Blair Conwright and him, just from the TCU days, has been pretty dang good as far as on the same rapport there. So.
What has his input been on offense so far?
Say that one more time.
What has his input been on the offense so far?
Chandler?
Mm-hmm.
I just think just everything. He brings a different dynamic to us, the explosion. The guy can rip out those RPOs really fast and almost turn to like a shortstop at times, and he can push the ball down the field. You know, we just got our biggest thing is just protecting him this year, right? We know we're going to be as good as him at the QB spot, so overall I've been really impressed with him.
Are there any specific plans on how you guys are going to adjust protections or, use Oscar maybe in the blocking scheme a little more to offer Chandler more protection?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, and some of that was on us as coaches. Sometimes we need to get him better protections, but yeah, we'll keep Oscar in there, some full max protection stuff, and throw it down the field. So yes, sir.
How's the fall camp going so far?
It's going amazing, man. I love how the team is just coming together. Fall camp's always tough, but I think they're taking good care of us and stuff, and I just love how the teams are competing, but we're staying up and trying to protect each other. So.
How's it been kind of reuniting with your former quarterback at TCU?
I love it. No, that's my boy. We go way back, TCU, all that. So it's just been amazing, and I love the way he throws. So, helps out.
You have those three. You're one of those three veteran wide receivers that are coming back this year. Kind of that core of guys. With all the new pieces that you have coming in, have you guys kind of taken it upon yourselves to kind of set the example for the rest of this team?
Yes, sir, of course. I think we've done a good job, and I think the coach has done a good job is just helping us become leaders and setting a standard for the offense, and I think that's what's just been really like the main thing we've been emphasizing is what our standard is.
Have you guys kind of gelled as a trio over the years, playing together?
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, I think I would do anything for those guys, and I think they'll do anything for me now, so like I love it.
Do you feel like you guys complement each other pretty well?
Oh, yes, of course, no, for sure. I mean, I think Ward's like a deep threat. I'm more of the possession guy, I guess, or whatever. And who's the other? Landon. Oh yeah, Landon's more the speed guy, the quick screen guy. So I love
the
it.
slot guy,
Mhm.
that kind of thing.
What are your thoughts about this year's receiving room compared to last season's?
It's tight, man. I love it. We're just a close, bonded team, and I just think everybody on the team can make plays from the last person at the depth chart to the first person. Like we can all make plays and all show out.
Yeah. Coach is talking about kind of all the receiving battles that are still going down in camp so far. Just what are your thoughts about that so far?
I love it. It brings out the best in everybody. Can't really run away from competition, and I think it makes us better as a team. It helps out everybody, and it just shows how deep we are.
Because you guys lost some pretty key pieces after last year. After you've seen these young guys come in, does your confidence grow as fall practice has gone along, as you've seen what they've been brought to the table?
Yes, of course. I mean, all of them. I was shocked. All of them can ball. Like all of them can catch a deep ball. All of them can run a route. Like, it's a pretty good class, honestly. Like I love it.
Well, Morris has talked about, this freshman class of wide receivers is probably one of the better ones he's ever signed throughout his coaching career. Have you seen that? Are you been impressed with some of the freshmen that they brought in?
Yes, of course. I mean, I think it was most impressive that all of them came with fundamentals, and I don't think you see that a lot when a freshman first comes in. I know I wasn't really fundamentally sound, but I think they all come in with just base stuff, like really good fundamentals.
Have you kind of tried to take on more of a leadership role to some of those younger guys this year?
Yeah, of course. They call me Unc, so I guess I had no choice. 6th year, but nah, I think they really listen well, and we don't have egos in there, and none of them are really too prideful to take advice. So I think it's been great. And some of them have actually helped me, teach an old dog new tricks type deal.
So those freshmen came in ready to go, you think?
Yes, sir. Of course, we did good in summer training and got them all prepared. So I think it's really well. They all came in knowing the playbook and everything, and we just hit it off.
What was your initial reaction like when you heard that Chandler was coming to UNC?
I was jumping up with glee. I was happy. TCU guy, of course, TCU alum. So, I had no choice but to just be elated about it and stuff. So.
How would you kind of describe y'all's connection on the field?
I hope it's good. It's always been good, so we'll just see how it happens. But I don't think we'll skip a beat.
We just had Ikaika in here, and he's coming back this year. You've been on a team with him for a while. Is it just great to have him back?
What? Yes. No. It's whew. Ikaika's a baller. I don't know if y'all seen it, but yeah, no, he can run, and it's just crazy to see him back and see how he's recovered. So.
Yeah, what's he like to be a teammate with? Since you did.
He's a great teammate. He's a down to earth guy, chill. Love talking to him. Love always having conversations, and he can run the ball really well. So it makes my job easier.
Y'all got your second fall scrimmage tomorrow. Do you have any personal goals set for that scrimmage?
Just do the best of my ability, I guess, and just lead and just do whatever I can. I don't really have any goals, team goals, more into just have a good offensive scrimmage, I guess. So.
Which corners have you liked to go up against in the fall camp so far?
I'm really against any corners. I go against safeties, but I would say EJ, Davo. I really think Cam's been doing well. He's been good, stuff like that. So I'd say those three. I love going up against those, but honestly, all the safeties I think are really well and doing good.
Thanks, guys. Hey, Ikaika, how's camp been so far?
Camp been fun. Getting back into things. It's been fun. Seeing everybody that's new. Seeing them too. So, it's been pretty fun.
How do you feel about the team's progress this week heading into tomorrow's scrimmage?
I feel like compared to last week, we've gotten better for sure. you know, new team, everybody's getting used to things. So I mean, of course, like every week, everybody's gonna get better. So it's looking good.
Just for you personally, what's it like to be back after what happened last year?
Man, it's great to be back. It's been a long time coming. So I mean, it's great to be back.
Yeah, what was the road back like for you to come back from that injury?
Man, anybody who had that injury, man, you know, it's tough, especially on the mental. But being here with them, coming up here during the spring, and now being here with them in the fall, you know, playing with them in fall camp, you know, it's been fun. So I've been feeling good, getting back used to things. So I've been feeling great.
Why was it so tough mentally?
You know, I mean, that injury is just, I mean, it's just hard for anybody, honestly, that's gotten an injury. You know, I mean, you can't walk again, you know. So it's like that's hard to start from square one. But I mean, the strength staff here and the medical staff, you know, they did a great job with me. So I'm thank you to them.
Yeah, what was the injury?
It was ACL.
It was an ACL. I mean, we all saw it happen during the game, but what happened for you to get tangled up there to get it torn?
My foot just got stuck in the ground. It was like a non-contact injury, but I mean, I'm feeling good now though. So.
Guess you feel 100% these days?
Yeah.
And you put up 2 really good seasons here so far, closing in on that 2,000 mark. What are some of the things you want to accomplish this year as you make your return?
You know, have another great season, have a third great season here. You know, get at least 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns.
And you're coming into a kind of a new batch of running backs.
Mm-hmm.
How's that group coming together?
I think we're coming together well. You know, the group last year, you know, they're my guys, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My brothers. So, I mean, this group is great too. So we got Jawan, we got Demaje, we got Zach, we got Kenzie, Sean, Ashton, Kiefer, and we got the Reaper. So, I mean, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, so have you kind of taken pride in helping reform that room as the veteran guy coming back?
Yeah, I'm the vet, so I mean, like, of course, like, they come to me, ask questions, so, I mean, of course, I know the offense, so I'll give them the answers, but, I mean, together we're folding, and we're going to look nice.
What went through your mind when your foot stuck in the ground last year?
I was just like, dang, I mean, yeah,
Did you know
dang.
that was it right then?
Yeah, I knew.
How is it like going through camp so far without Io or Oscar?
I mean, without Io, Oscar, even Isaiah, I mean, it's a little different, you know what I mean? Like, when I first got here, we all, like, came together, so, I mean, it's like, I mean, it's just new, you know what I mean? It's just new.
Y'all brought in a senior transfer in Jawan Price, who has some experience at Syracuse and New Mexico State. What have you seen from him so far?
Jawan, my guy, I like Jawan a lot. He's a great running back, so, I mean, me and him and everyone else in the room, like, going on the field and doing what we do, it's going to be nice.
And how comfortable, have you seen any changes in the way that the team practices this year compared to last year?
I mean, this team is, I mean, of course, it's Team 109, it's different. So, I mean, like, I feel like every team is different. So, I mean, this year, I mean, we're going to look nice. We're playing fast, strong, physical, so it's going to be nice.
Juwan kind of talked about that room, having that mindset that everyone's going to be able to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Just what are your thoughts about that and the mindset of that running back room?
I think that's true. I think Coach Collins does a great job of rotating us and keeping us fresh, so I feel like everyone's going to touch the ball and do what they do.
How's that offensive line coming together in front of you guys? Got a lot of new pieces up there this year.
Yeah, it's a lot of new pieces. I would say for sure we're probably a little bigger than last year. But I mean, last year we had a great offensive line too. But this year, I feel like it's gonna be the same great offensive line. So I mean, they're gonna be blocking well, and we're gonna be running the ball a lot.
What have your experiences been like running behind that line?
It's been great. This fall camp, they've been blocking. My bad. I didn't want to say that word, but they've been blocking well, and we're gonna be running the ball a lot for sure.
Coach Morris talked about your scrimmage performance. You know, you started out a little timid, but he said as soon as you got that tackle for the first time, you know, it felt like you were fully back. You know, what was your experience like during that scrimmage?
Yeah, I felt the same way. Like after that first tackle, I was, you know, calm myself down. I was like, okay, I'm tackled, I'm good, everything's good, I'm feeling great, so let's do it.
How long did it take to get over that mental barrier, you know, after sustaining an injury like that, to not be worried about, you know, getting hurt again?
I mean, it took some time, but I feel like truly after like that first tackle, I was like, I'm good. Everything's good. I'm not hurting, nothing. I'm good. Let's go. Let's rock.
So the knee feels 100% at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Have you set any personal or team goals for yourself, you know, coming back this year?
Yeah, I want like 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns. So
Any team goals as well?
win that conference.
How do you feel like you've been able to adjust and kind of connect with Chandler Morris, and what does he kind of bring to the table with this offense this year?
I like Chandler a lot. He's a great quarterback, and I feel like bringing him to the offense, I mean, it just opens up even more. So we're gonna see how it plays out first game.
Any thoughts on South Alabama before you guys, start your mock week next week?
South Alabama, I really haven't looked too much into them. We've been just focused on fall camp right now. So, I mean, get through this week, and then next week we're gonna explore South Alabama.